I said, they ain't ready for the LSU. No, they ain't ready for the LSU, huh? They ain't ready for the LSU. No, they ain't ready for the LSU. We the best in the league if you looking for talent. LSU going hard, but we beat Alabama, then we going out to Florida. Drown the Gators, everybody getting bucked when we step in the stadium. This the LSU anthem, you know it's a hit. You don't know another rapper two-step like this. See me screaming out the window, yelling purple and gold. I'm an LSU fan, girl, you know how we roll now. Back and back it on up, hey. Back and back it on up, hey. Back and back it on up, hey. Back and back it on up, hey.
TA, we live, and it's a fantastic night to be here in the Tigers Avenue because it's Friday, and you know what Friday is. It's Friends Friday. What's up, Daniel, from the Geauxlden Boot Pod? It's fantastic to have you in here. Daniel, introduce yourself, man.
Yes, my name is Daniel. I am with the Geauxlden Boot Pod. I am one of the lesser hosts. Pooh Bear is the host, and it's a superstar, and I'm just a role player, you know. So.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of good to know your role sometimes, but I mean, y'all all offer something. I mean, y'all all offer something.
Three-point shooter, you know. So hey, I shoot a three if I'm open.
I hear you, man. Yeah, Geauxlden Boot Pod. We're kind of LSU exclusive. The Geauxlden Boot Pod covers just about all Louisiana sports and HBCU sports as well. Fantastic podcast. Y'all go check them out. But for tonight, we got Daniel with us here in the Tigers Avenue to talk some Tigers. So let's go ahead and get it right off the bat here, guys. If you're still watching the baseball game, we will get to that. Hopefully, our second segment, the game will be over by then. Yes, Al Landry says 3 more outs. Let's freaking go. The good thing is you only got 1 out right now, and you got 2 more on. It'd be good to add some assurance here. But we'll get to the baseball game here in the second segment. So y'all watch the game, watch the show here simultaneously, and we'll talk. We'll talk about that in the second segment. But first, we want to talk about the McMahon, Mulkey, however you want to say it, makeover, because it ain't just the McMahon makeover, folks.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, Mulkey's tearing it up.
Right.
Mulkey is tearing it up, and I mean, she said, you know, when she was coming in. She mentioned it maybe being a rebuild for a little while. Bro, this ain't no rebuild. I mean, after this season, it didn't look like a rebuild, and she's reloading right now. I mean, holy smokes. Daniel, give me your thoughts on what you've seen so far from what Miss Kim Mulkey has done with this recruiting class and the transfer portal.
Honestly, it's very impressive. Very impressive. From the time that, you know, Kim Mulkey stepped in the LSU building, you know, she's been turning heads and doing what she does, which is winning. So, you know, looking at the women's program before she got here, thinking that it was a 2 or 3 year build, and, you know, doing what she did as far as, you know, getting her team pretty far in the playoffs, March Madness, the women's tournament, and, you know, the players that she's bringing in now, you know, the Maryland transfer, a star coming in, and the other recruits that she's bringing in. The fact that the transfer portal can be used as a free agency tool,
no doubt,
is amazing. And, you know, it can quickly turn you from a pretender to a contender. And, you know, with Mulkey's skills and, you know, what she brings to the coaching game, you know, sky's the limit. And she's not done. She ain't done.
No, she ain't. Look, we were thinking, like you said, 2-3 year rebuild. This is like next year. I mean, considering what she did this year and what she's bringing in, we're looking at like even better than what this year. And I mean, if you look at her transfer portal, I mean, she to go in order here, it was hopefully I'm pronouncing this right. LaDazia Williams from Missouri. She had Jasmine Carson from West Virginia. She adds Kateri Poole from Ohio State. And then Angel Reese.
Yeah.
Angel Reese, the number 2 player in the country coming out of high school, and now the number 1 player in the transfer portal, is coming to wear purple and gold from the Maryland Terrapins.
Yeah.
Hopefully I said that. Terpenes, however it is.
It don't matter.
The girl average.
It don't
It
matter.
don't matter. It don't matter. She's wearing purple and gold now. She's a tiger.
She's a tiger.
Bro, this girl averaged a double-double.
Yeah.
Averaged a double-double.
Yeah.
I mean, the talent that she has put together here in the transfer portal is very impressive, but that ain't all she added. Samaya Smith from the top 60 in the ESPN 100 top prospects. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but Flajay Johnson. Am I saying it?
Let's call it Flo J.
Flo J. Yeah, that's a lot better. Flo J. And we know she got the flow. I mean, we saw the video too. I don't know what radio show she was on, but I mean, she was laying the flow as well. I mean,
bars.
Yeah, for real. Richard Jefferson like retweeted her video and was like, you may be better than this than hooping, and you're one of the best in the country hooping. I mean, she was the Jordan Classic MVP. I mean, this is impressive. So not only do you have the transfer portal, but you also have, there you go, Flajay. Okay.
Hey, that's from the lawyer right there.
There you go.
You know it's correct. If lawyers coming in here telling us how to pronounce it, you know it's correct.
There you go. But you're also adding two top 100 prospects, and Flojay is
Flojay.
Well, he said call her Flojay. So now I'm not gonna be able to let that go.
Flow. Yeah.
Flojay. I'm not gonna be able to let that go now. So it's Flojay from here on out. But I mean, she's top 25. I mean, she's 26 in the ESPN, but I mean, let's get real. She was MVP at the Jordan Classic, right? I mean, she's a baller.
Right.
So, man, it's been impressive. Zach, what's your thoughts on what Mulkey has done? I mean, I feel like our expectations were extremely high for her, and she still exceeded those expectations, which is what you would expect out of somebody like Kim Mulkey. Zach, give me your thoughts on what we've seen so far this season and now here in the offseason with Kim Mulkey.
No, I mean, I think y'all covered most of the bases. Like, for me, I mean, outside of the recruiting, you know, it's getting me excited for women's basketball. You know, I mean, for a while, you know, I to be honest, I just wasn't as interested. I wasn't as entertained. And, you know, obviously there's been a lot of comments about that, obviously, with Nikki Fargas moving on and all that good stuff. So, like, it's very entertaining now. And Kim Mulkey is the entire reason that LSU fans are buying into the hype. Not only is she herself enough hype for LSU basketball, but she is doing the work and putting in the time to build a program so that these LSU fans can be excited about it. And she's building a lot of hype around the program, especially after the performance from last year. And now that she is hitting the recruiting front and she's picking up these big-time transfers. I mean, these aren't just transfers that are filling holes. I mean, these are playmakers, big-time players, and big-time players out of high school that she is signing right now. And so for me, it's just really exciting. And I think coming into this next season, like, I'm probably going to watch the most women's basketball games that I've ever watched this next season. I mean, I've watched women's basketball games, but, like, I'm going to be tuning in like I am with football games this season.
Yes, sir. Yeah, there's no doubt it's exciting. I mean, Daniel, what's the expectation now? And like you said, maybe you can give us some more insight to this. You said she ain't done yet. What's your expectation for this season? And maybe what else she got cooking?
Well, I mean, honestly, in my opinion, just to go back to kind of what Zach was saying, as far as we love a winner in Louisiana for the most part.
Sir.
You know what I'm saying? We don't like losers. You know, nobody wants to support a loser.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we got a coach that can win, that knows her stuff, but not only that, she got a mouthpiece, right? Yeah. She can go out, talk to the best, and get the best here. And not only that, she has a legacy of her own on the court. So, you know, for that, with all that combination, it makes for a lethal coach. And honestly, who knows what she got up her sleeve? But I know she ain't done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know the team that she had last year will not be as talented as the team that she's going to bring back.
No.
Yeah.
So
They
I can
exceeded
tell you this,
expectations from last year, especially with the talent that they had.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So NCAA, be on alert because the Tigers are coming. You know,
Yeah, no doubt. And
So, I'm excited.
I have a word for the Las Vegas Aces. You're missing out on letting Taylor Pointer walk. I'm
Right.
just saying. You're missing out.
Wasn't that
For real.
Nikki? Isn't that Nikki Vargas? Isn't she the coach?
She's in the front office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
know
If
she's
I remember
something like
correctly,
that.
I'm like, well,
maybe a little salt there. Maybe
I don't know. I don't
She
know
didn't
what's
even
going
get a
on there,
chance.
but
come on, man.
Kayla Pointer in the second round. I don't know how you let her go that soon, but
Right.
Daniel, you made a good point. I wanted to comment on about Kim being a mouthpiece. Not only is she being a mouthpiece and by bringing in a bunch of these players, but she is being a mouthpiece for LSU and getting stuff done that needs to get done.
no doubt.
Right.
Like with facilities and upgrades and all those things. Like she is pushing a lot of things that a lot of the coaches in the past, and no disrespect to them, but she's coming here and she's seen a vision and seen what needs to be taken care of. And I love that she is kind of taking the reins and said, okay, this is what we need to get done. If we're going to make LSU what LSU needs to be, not only in football and in baseball, but in basketball, this is what we need to do.
And not only she's been to the mountaintop. She knows what it's like to look down and see your competition trying to climb up that mountain. So she's been there. So I mean, hey, she's not going to come down to LSU level. She's going to bring LSU up to her level. So you got to love that. You got to love it.
And I mean, while Will Wade was there, I mean, we were hearing, hey, we need facility upgrades, blah, blah, blah. We need this, we need that, we need this, we need that. But it wasn't going to happen with what was going on for Will Wade.
Yeah.
But now that you got Kim Mulkey in there, I mean, no disrespect to Matt McMahon, but Kim Mulkey is a bigger name than Matt McMahon.
Of course.
And the facilities are going to start stepping up, I think, more so because of Kim Mulkey and what she brings to the table than Matt McMahon. But that's a good transition point there. We love what
of women's basketball, man.
Yes.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, but I would not be surprised if change is coming to the facilities for basketball. And especially now that Mr. Will Wade is gone, I would not be surprised if it happened a lot sooner than maybe we expected. And so we love what Mulkey is doing. She's doing an incredible job, but Matt McMahon is doing just as incredible. I mean, we were destituted not too long ago. I mean, down in the slums. We were distraught, and we probably overreacted a little bit. I mean, us LSU fans, we like to do that. I'm right there with you. But holy smokes, KJ Williams is now a Tiger. And he's kind of your Angel Reese for Matt McMahon. He's a big dude who averaged 18 points a game and 8.4 rebounds. So he's almost there to averaging a double-double. So you just got Murray State's best player who's going to be – I mean, really you were missing in that area when it came to the 5 spot. You had your guards. You kind of filled in some spots for the 3-4, and you needed a 5. You needed a big man. And not only did you get a big man, you got a big man who can step out and shoot too. So he's going to be a problem. So KJ Williams is a massive addition for Matt McMahon and this Tiger roster. And in about a week from today, Adam Miller will make his decision between TCU and LSU. Zach, what have you seen from Matt McMahon that has impressed you so far? Our mood has, kind of
Completely
swung. The pendulum has swung. What have you seen so far?
Oh, well, I mean, to me, it's been and I'm sure maybe Daniel will give his take after this, but for me, it's been shocking. Like, I have been honestly very surprised that they have been able to pull in the guys, the recruits, the transfers mainly, that they have been able to, considering what is coming. And that's part of the reason why I've mentioned this in a show before. Like, do they know something that we don't? Like, I mean, I think a lot of LSU fans are kind of expecting a lot of doom and gloom around these sanctions, and maybe that's a little bit of an overreaction because of everything that happened. But because we know of Scott Woodward and how he was able to get on top of things, by the way, 1 strike away, let's get it done. Maybe they know something that we don't, as in this isn't going to be as bad as the fans are thinking. I don't think it's going to be like a complete, like they're going to be able to come out of this unscathed, but maybe it's a, 1 year postseason ban, shoot, even at the best, I mean, it'd be crazy if they somehow escaped it without a postseason ban and just some scholarship deductions or something like that. I doubt that. Now, let me make that very clear. I doubt that. I do believe a postseason ban is coming, but maybe this has been worked down to 1 year. So I mean, that's the entire reason that I think, it's foul. Whoo, sorry, y'all. So I mean, that's my take. And I'm excited. I'm excited again for men's basketball because honestly, after all that happened, I was like, well, dang it. I mean, we'll watch it for the next 2 years, but it's not going to be as invigorating because we know that there's nothing going to come of it outside of the regular season. And Reagan, as Daniel said with Mulkey, same thing with McMahon. He's not done yet. Because we have gotten word that the staff is highly confident that they're getting Adam Miller back.
Yeah.
And if they get Adam Miller back, and on top of all these other guys they've already added, holy cow.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Here we go.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Give us your thoughts on Mr. McMahon.
We're good. We won. The Tigers won.
We closed it out. We closed it out.
We'll
let Daniel give his thoughts. Then we'll get because the Tigers just won. Tigers win. Tigers win. Daniel, what's your thoughts on Matt McMahon so far?
Yeah, so McMahon, Vince McMahon, Matt McMahon, same person. They're great. So, man, he's doing a terrific job. Dude, I can remember, I want to say, 2 months ago, we were all in the spaces on Twitter talking about how LSU basketball is probably going to suck for the next 2 or 3 years. And what's the point of even watching basketball? You know what I'm saying? And, honestly, thank God, thank the good man above for the transfer portal, and also thank God for Scott Woodward because it's obvious the man has connections. Of course, I don't know nothing, but I do know he has a pretty good relationship with Emirates, even though he's halfway out the door, right?
True.
And, the NCAA is in shambles, who knows? But obviously, they know something that we don't because they are convincing top-notch players to come here and play for this program who could possibly be or could possibly have a 2-year postseason ban. We don't know. But whatever they're drinking, the Kool-Aid, I don't know what they're drinking. I don't think that Kool-Aid is better than mine. But the guys are sipping it and they're loving it. And, man, kudos to McMahon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's one thing we do know is that he can coach. The man knows his X's and O's. We can't say that about our last coach.
Yeah.
We can say that about this coach.
Yeah.
All right, we knew our last coach can recruit his butt off, and he was willing to do anything to get those players, take money out of his wife's account and all that stuff. But we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about it. We ain't gonna kick him out. Anyways.
But you're wrong. You're right on the head. You're hitting the nail on the head, Daniel. I mean, you just think about where it was just not too long ago and where it is now. I mean, you added the 2 best players from Murray State, and you added a 3rd player from Murray State who may have not been their just incredible player, but he was a role player there in Trey Hannibal, who saw a lot of minutes and at times put up great numbers. And at a few times I saw he had put up double doubles in some of their games. But Trey Hannibal isn't a guy to just look over. I mean, Justice Hill and KJ Williams were, those guys on Murray State.
I like Juice,
Trey Hannibal.
Yeah.
Juice,
guys, if y'all don't know who Justin is, go watch Juice highlight tape.
Yes.
He can ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's very good. He's going to be nice. And man, the big man that he just got, he's long, he's athletic. We're going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, let's put this into perspective, guys. Like if KJ Williams was playing college basketball this year, it was going to be at LSU.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing was like he was testing the waters with the NBA, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, he was that good, right? I mean, and he made a decision to stay, and he came to LSU. That's really what it came down to. Is it LSU or is it go pro, right?
That's
I mean,
wild.
And you chose
he's that good. I mean, there wasn't any other consideration. Yeah. And I mean, you like he didn't release any schools. He didn't release anything like that. And it's the same with Trey Hannibal and Justice. Like those guys probably weren't considering going pro yet, so they followed McMahon. For KJ Williams, it was like, all right, do I want to go pro or do I want to come follow LSU to McMahon to LSU? Like that was the decision he made, and that's all we were waiting on. So now you have the decision, and boy, oh boy, it looks really nice. And next Friday, if Adam Miller picks LSU over TCU, man,
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Like, how serious do you think the sanctions have to be for Adam Miller to even be entertaining coming back to LSU?
Exactly. That's my point, Daniel.
And
Al brings up a good point. Can we say firing General Wade was a big thing with the sanctions?
Yes.
I think it was one of the things. Yeah.
And I have to agree with him. Like I think making the fire and making that decision helped LSU a lot. And not only that, but how much of this is there a potential there with the connection between Woodward and Emmert that those talks were being had way before the decision was made. Like Will Wade's head might have been hung ahead of just whenever they found out about the NOA. Yeah. Like the decision may have already been made. Maybe he didn't know. Maybe he did. I don't know. I don't have the inside scoop on that. But, I think whenever Woodward addressed it and how far he got ahead of it is the result of what we're seeing now, is some of the result of what we're seeing now with the recruiting front.
I think, there's 2 times this year. Well, not this year. 2 times this in the football. Well, 1 time in football, 1 time in basketball, where decisions were made and everybody was kind of like, really, we're doing this right now.
Yeah.
Ed Orgeron was just fired and we just beat Florida. I mean, and we had and then it was like, we just fired Will Wade. We're headed to the tournament. What happened?
Yeah.
This, to us on the outside looking in, we're like, whoa. I mean, why don't we wait a little bit? But then it played out a lot better than what we thought when it came to Ed Orgeron's side, and he nails a deal with Brian Kelly, the winningest college football coach actively. And now he's got McMahon, and things are really on the up and up when it comes to recruiting. And it's like, okay, he's clearly a few steps ahead of us. Like the decisions were made, and it feels like, okay, the timing isn't – this seems a little bit weird, but then it turns out for the better. That's because Scott Woodward's brilliant, and he's ahead of us. So I'm – Go ahead.
Man, let's be honest. The man knows how to recruit himself. Look at the coaches that he's brought in, guys. He's brought in winners.
Yep.
BK, Mulkey, McMahon, winners, right?
Yep.
What's the baseball coach? Y'all know I don't watch baseball.
Jay Johnson. Jay Johnson. Been to Omaha twice, been to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, he's a winner.
Yeah.
He's a winner. I know that, and I don't know nothing about baseball. So, come on, man. It's beautiful.
Well,
it's beautiful.
He knows what he's doing. I mean, he knows what he's doing. This is why Scott Woodward himself was the biggest hire at LSU since Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Scott Woodward himself, the hiring of Scott Woodward, not his hires, the hiring of Scott Woodward to LSU was the biggest hire since Nick Saban. Is that a hot take, Reagan?
Is that a hot take?
That is facts. That ain't no hot take. That's facts.
I like it. Hey, Danny girl.
Yeah, she need to chill out on my boy Daniel. Chill out on my boy Daniel.
My firehead. All right, Danny. Right.
Yeah, we'll transition here. We've talked all the basketball. I think we can. So let's throw some comments up, and then we'll talk this baseball game. Daniel, you can give any input you have. I mean, since you don't know much about baseball.
Hey, I'm just gonna say amen, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like
So-
I do the Golden Boot.
Cody, to a point that we made,
Yeah.
apparently Scott Woodward has a lot of contacts within the NCAA. Apparently has
Yeah.
a son-in-law or something in the NCAA. So that is true. That is true. I believe y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I believe
son-in-law?
Scott Woodward's stepdaughter is married to Emmert's son.
Wow.
Golly.
That's a deep connection right there. I thought that was his voice.
Family
Yeah.
ties.
Pretty big connection there. Oh, Danny girl, it's all love. Daniel knows he's my guy.
Of course.
There you go. There you go.
There you
We
go.
got the
Oh,
same
here we go.
name.
Here we go. I need a big screen to fit all that head in one frame.
Ain't nobody but people.
Wow, your own people hating
You
on
see
you.
that, huh?
Y'all
Your
cracking me
own
up.
people.
AKA Barry White.
Hey,
Hey,
well, y'all be sure to stick around because we are going to
Please
do a
do.
Q&A with Daniel at the end of the show. Y'all
Yes,
can
yes,
ask
yes.
us any questions, ask Daniel any questions. I've got a couple of questions I got to ask Daniel.
Lord.
But y'all be sure to
tell me
stick around at the end
something
of the show
good.
for that.
All right. So little update in the SEC. Okay, I don't know if y'all saw it last night. Tennessee. I looked at the score last night. It was late last night. It was in the 12th inning. I'm like, okay, I got to flip this on. I flip it on. I see Kentucky walk off on Tennessee. Currently, Tennessee is beating. Kentucky is beating Tennessee tonight as well, 4-2 in the 7th inning. So that is awesome. Just because I cannot stand Tony Vitello. I know there's some of y'all out there that wanted to hire Tony Vitello, but I can't stand him. I cannot stand him. The fact that when he was playing Auburn, as much showboating, as much bat flipping, as much running their mouth that Tennessee does, the fact that an Auburn player flipped their bat and Tony Vitello went up and picked the bat up and threw it back to their dugout, get the heck out of here, bro. Put your big boy pants on. Your team talks more than anybody does, bro. I can't stand him. I cannot stand him.
I'm telling y'all, he is a CD deuce. Like, if he is on your team, you love him.
Yep.
You love him. But if he's not on your team, you hate his guts.
I hate him.
You hate his
Sound
guts.
like BK. Sound like Brian Kelly.
Exactly.
I hate
If
him.
he's on your team, you love him. If not, you hate his guts. But that's
cannot
Tony
stand him.
Vitello. You know, he's a great coach. I mean, let's admit that. I mean, let's look at where Tennessee's at right now, Reagan. I mean, they're
I
doing
don't
something
care.
in the SEC baseball that no one's ever done before. I mean, they're beating everybody now. Kudos to Kentucky because I mean, it's at a point in
Stand
the
up
season
double for Kentucky.
where everybody's rooting against Tennessee. So go Kentucky.
Kentucky
We ain't
is
here to talk
fighting.
Kentucky. We're talking
Kentucky's
LSU baseball.
fighting for a spot to get in the SEC tournament. They're beating Tennessee right now, which is kind of hilarious. And also, this is kind of related to LSU because this reflects LSU's spot in the West. Auburn is currently beating Arkansas. I think somebody commented that. Auburn is currently beating Arkansas. If Auburn goes 2 for 3 this weekend and we sweep, we're number 1 in the West. So go Auburn.
Yeah, I think
Go Auburn.
somebody
Tigers.
brought that up.
Cody
I think
did. He just commented again.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Need to sweep and have Auburn take 2 or 3 to get first place. That's crazy. That's
Yep.
crazy.
So
Considering
Tigers
where we're
take
at.
tonight, though. Tigers take tonight. Oh, Arkansas took the lead. Ugh. Gosh. Anyways, so the Tigers win tonight. They beat old Bama. I mean, it isn't football Bama, but anytime you beat Bama, it's a lot of fun. So Bama goes down 6-5 to the Tigers. Zach, give me your thoughts on tonight's game.
So I was in and out because I was at work. Danny girl brought up this question, and I do want to address this question as part of my take. She said, baseball question for real. Am I the only one that thinks McManus is moving too much free pitch? I think his movement is giving away the pitch outside and hurting pitchers' framing. I have to agree with that a little bit, but here's my thing. The dude's smashing the ball right now. I mean, he is lighting it up. He had a solo shot tonight. So, I mean, I don't care too much if he's hitting the ball well. And that's whether if it's Stravinsky is catching behind the plate or Milazzo when he's catching behind the plate. I don't care what you're doing. If you're hitting the ball, I'm all for it. Because that's what LSU is going to have to do. They're going to have to hit the ball. They are relying on the home run ball a lot right now. Trey Morgan had a 2-run homer tonight.
No doubter.
He did have a no doubter, which Trey Morgan, by the way, is a trooper because the dude's still playing with a hurt knee. And I mean, kudos to him. He's out there balling and making plays that some guys, whenever they're 100% healthy, can't make at first base. Yeah. So for me, it's a huge win. I think I predicted that they're going to take 2 of 3 coming into this series. If you sweep, I mean, you're putting yourself in a really, really good position here because, I mean, you've got 2 more series after this. You got Ole Miss coming to Baton Rouge, and that is a very struggling Ole Miss team, an Ole Miss team that has not looked good at all this season, a team that is very sweepable, if that's a word. They're very sweepable. And then, of course, you got to travel to Vandy. So, getting this first game for LSU against Bama is massive. And Mikel, he wasn't as electric tonight as he has been in the past, but he still looked pretty good. He had a good outing. Of course, Paul Gervais comes in and closes and just shuts the door. I don't know what I can continue to say about Paul Gervais. The dude's just been lighting it up. He probably is my favorite pitcher out of the pen. It's between him and Eric Raiselman. And I mean, they're so much fun to watch. So to get this first win on a Friday night is massive for the Tigers. It sets them up very well for Saturday and Sunday to get the series win. Now they just got to go and do it. But Reagan, I will continue to harp on this. They have got to do a better job at stringing together hits because they did struggle with that early on in the game.
Yeah, I mean, they did tonight get a few hits in that 5-run inning, but it didn't last very long, right? Yeah. I mean, it took a home run ball to get it going, and you also had a home run ball in the midst of the stringing of hits, right? Yeah. It wasn't like a few knocks and a wearing, but it was good. It was a great inning nonetheless. You scored, I'm pretty sure, 5 of your 6 runs on 2 outs. So a little bit better clutch hitting tonight. When you needed hits, 2 outs, you got them. That comment I do want to get on. Murmurings that Sam Dutton and Grant Taylor start tomorrow, possibly Monday on Sunday. I would start Sammy Dutton tomorrow, and I would start Grant Taylor on Sunday. And I would place Blake Money coming out of the bullpen as maybe a guy who can go a little bit longer out of the bullpen.
Coming behind one of those starters.
Correct. We will see. Jay Johnson did not say that Blake Money would be starting, but that he would be pitching in some way this weekend. So he is not guaranteed to start this weekend. So that will be interesting to see as well. Tonight, I get it. McManus is hitting, yes. But Hilliard could have gotten out of innings sooner and looked a little less scathed if McManus doesn't make a few lazy plays behind the plate. The first run that scored moved 2 bases because of McManus behind the plate. He didn't block up a ball. The runner went from first to second. And then on a fly out, he gets to third. And then on a ball you clearly should have gotten to your knees and blocked up, he tried to just snag it with his glove, and it was very lazy effort and easily rolled past him for the first run in the inning. But he's hitting, and we won the game. So you live for it for now. But that's just frustrating when there's a ball. When you, as the catcher, know the pitch that's coming and understand that this is a 12-6 curveball throwing kind of guy, and if he misses his spot, it can be in the dirt and be a hard bounce. You need to be ready for that, to get on your knees, bro, and block that ball up. But
balls.
But anyways, you got to have a little bit more effort going on there from McManus. But overall, the Tigers won. Trey Morgan, thank goodness for Trey Morgan.
He said we talk baseball on the Golden Boot, but Daniel won't let us.
That is not true.
Look, I will refer to Daniel here in a second, and I will let him say amen or whatever he wants to say, and then we'll say, man, go Tigers. And then we'll move on. So, but Trey Morgan, man, I hate it for him. It feels like he's having a little bit of a down year, but the dude's had a brace on his leg for 5 to 6 weeks. and he's still doing the best he can. And he sent a ball out tonight that was a no-doubter off the bat. And without naming any names, brother who committed an error tonight could have committed 3 or 4 errors if it wasn't for Trey Morgan's athleticism with still the brace on his leg. And who said, brother, is rolling on the ground. It is not even a ground ball bouncing to you. When it is rolling on the ground, do not sidestep the ball and snag it with the glove and try to make a quick transfer and throw to first base. When it is rolling to you, you have plenty of time. Square the ball up, get in front of it, take your time, set your feet, and throw an accurate ball.
Let's go.
The ball was rolling to you.
Throw the ball.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel.
Amen.
It was rolling. Square it up. Square it up. I'm not naming any names, though.
Are you mad, Reagan?
That was intense.
That lit a fire on me tonight. When the ball wasn't even bouncing to you, it was rolling. And you can't make the play. Come on, brother. Come on. Anyways, the mistakes continue to happen. But the Tigers win. The Tigers win. Daniel, you're a little bit less. Your blood pressure isn't as high as because you haven't been watching the errors that have been happening. But you know what, Daniel? Give us your thoughts on tonight's game. What's been going on?
Man, great game. We got the win. Roll Tide. What? Amen.
That's it.
Go Tigers!
Go Tigers!
What? Let's go.
But look, I love it. People are saying, even Zach, I know you said this. I'm not disagreeing with you because I think he wasn't as sharp tonight. Mikal looked better than I think what people may be saying tonight because of some mistakes behind the plate. But that's not major mistakes. That he still went 4 full innings, got pulled in the 5th. Here's the preacher with I'm typically not a fire and brimstone preacher. I promise. I promise. I just
you don't preach about Satan every night.
No.
Hey, when I grew up, my grandfather was a preacher. Every night he talked about Satan, and I was scared. But yeah.
Oh man, Danny Girl saying I missed the play. Was it a ball he should have charged? Type of rolling. No, it had plenty of speed on it. He had plenty of time. It was not a slow roller that he had to charge and scoop and make a quick throw. It came right to him on the ground, like the most routine thing you could have seen. Anyways, but the Tigers win. You really want to, if you sweep this weekend, it could be really, really, really nice for you. Right now, you're projected to be the 15th seed, I think. And man, D1 Baseball released their projections for they release, all right, this is who's hosting now after this weekend, and these are the teams we project to be in your thing, in your regional. Bro, they projected us to be the 15th seed, yes, with Texas and La Tech coming.
I don't want that.
That would be a horrible. You've lost 3 games within those. You were 0-2 against Louisiana Tech, and you lost to Texas as well. Now, I think Texas isn't as good as we thought they were, and I think if we played them again, we could beat them. But, bro, if you have Texas and La Tech coming to battle, that is a tough region. I don't want it.
Send them to the Fayetteville Regional or something. Get them out of here.
That is why you have to keep winning so your RPI can keep moving up so we don't have to play La Tech in Texas in the same regional because that would be a horrible regional.
Can I ask you guys something? Is the 14th
seed,
is that like the last seed or is it
15? 16 is the last seed. It's not the last. There's 16 seeds, and the 16 seeds host their regional sites.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's 4 teams at each regional, so 16 sites, 4 teams, 64 teams.
It'd be like the 14th seed of hosting because you still got, so it's technically the 14th best team. Nice. I guess if you look at it that way, because out of those 16 teams, all 16 of those teams are
Yeah.
hosting 3 other teams.
Makes
And
sense.
it works like any other tournament. The lower seed you are, like if you're 15, you're going to play some tougher teams in your regional. If you're 1 or 2 seed, you're going to have an easier regional. So 15 seed with Texas and Louisiana Tech coming in, that's a really, really hard regional.
It's like basically, Daniel, it's like being the 14th seed, the 14th best team out of 64. So not bad. Not bad at all.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but that would be a really, really tough regional, and you don't want that. So you have to keep winning to move up and get out of that kind of slot.
Hey, yo, I hate Pooh Bear so much.
I've never seen Daniel this quiet, Gramco, or just baseball. Don't worry, Pooh.
No,
we're about to get to the last segment. We're going to get into some football and some other stuff.
Whatever y'all ask us.
Daniel is completely in his comfort zone. So we'll be good.
If somebody asks it's about cheese going on honey buns or something like that, I mean all of those things. So anyways, we'll take a quick break, guys, and then we'll come back and we'll hit the Tell Me TA Ask Daniel segment. So y'all stay put after this break. Fire in all your questions. In fact, fire them in during the commercial. So when we come back in, we can start answering them again and talking to y'all. Y'all know we love the interaction. So anyways, let's get a quick break, and we'll see you right after this. 5-Star Hero, your intro and outro music for the Tigers Avenue show. They ain't ready for that LSU. Go check out all his other music on all the major platforms. Don't forget to follow him on Instagram at Saints Anthem and at Twitter at One Nation Doty. Don't forget to check out his Facebook page for all his Saints and LSU merchandise. 5-Star Hero. Can't get any better than Sarah Klein Stevens, attorney at law. Her firm focuses on the needs of the elderly and maintaining their dignity throughout the process. Here for you, here for your family. Sarah Klein Stevens, attorney at law. All right. It's Tell Me TA. It's Ask Daniel time. Fire them in. I already see 2 of them in here. They already coming at Daniel. Hey, this is Friends Friday.
Yeah.
This is Friends Friday. Let's be friendly in here. Okay? No, I'm kidding. But let's go ahead and fire them in here. Zach, I know you said you had some questions for Daniel as well, so if you want to do those first, go right ahead.
We'll get to this. I'll ask Daniel this quick question. It's football related, Daniel. That way we can give our viewers some time to send in some questions. I know I'm starring them now as we see them. So y'all continue to send them in. If you are on Twitter, switch over to YouTube so you can send in your comments because you're not able to send in comments. At least we're not able to see them. We're not able to see them on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter watching, please switch over to YouTube so you can send in your questions and comments for us and Daniel. So Daniel, obviously it's been a really highly talked about spring with everything going on around LSU football. Of course, Brian Kelly coming in. Really, I mean, we've talked about the McMahon and the Mulkey makeover. It's been now it's the BK takeover, right? So, what has been your take on the spring? I know you can cover so many different areas in talking about this LSU football team, but just in general, what has really impressed you the most?
Yeah, honestly, the way BK has been able to rebuild this team, rebuild this roster, and go and get exactly what we need. And not only that, so much was going on about the 2 quarterback race being between Jaden Daniels and I can't think of his Miles Brennan. He does dance moves. Anyway, between Jaden Daniels and Miles Brennan. But, to honestly watch a spring game and Nuts come out and really just light it up.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people say, he didn't really he lit it up. Okay. He looked the best. The offense looked the best under him. And they look great, for the most part. The running game looked really good. We don't even have, our second string guy there, and we have a walk-on just going crazy, Josh Williams. So it's, they look physical, right? The biggest thing for me was a lot of times, we watched LSU against UCLA, the first game of last season, and we got punched in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't run the ball. How many times we started the season and we didn't know how to run a ball until after game 7. You get what I'm saying? And for them to finally come out in the spring game, and of course it was in the second half, but in the second half, every running back was eating, and that was for me as a former lineman, that was beautiful to see, because that just means your line is being aggressive and they doing what they want to do, So for him to bring that physical nature back, man, I don't know about you guys, but I miss whenever LSU, we knew that no matter what, they're running the ISO, you know what I'm saying? They running the ball through the beat gap, and what you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna run that ball regardless.
You're gonna run that ball.
That's one thing. That line is gonna be able to dominate the game, right?
Yeah, because we might pass the ball 5 times a game, but you know what? We're gonna run Leonard Fournette and Michael Ford 45 times a game. You know what I'm saying? But I do miss that physical nature. So to see them come out and do that, and not only that, for BK to be so open, because of course from the outside looking in, I didn't know much about him. I didn't like Brian Kelly. I'm not gonna lie to you. Whenever he was at Notre Dame, I couldn't stand him. But I do remember him kicking out butts twice in bowl games. And
got robbed one of those games, but yes.
Yeah, right. And making us look like idiots. So it's good to have a guy like that who knows how to win on your sideline. Not only that, he's very competent, right? He knows how to form and speak in the correct sentence, right? And he doesn't sound like, I'm not going to say that, but he just sounds very intelligent, okay? So I'm excited about football season, guys, and I'm looking forward to Florida State in the Dome. I'm going to be there. It's going to be live, so
well, Daniel, obviously, as an LSU fan, I'm sure you have some LSU hats. So Ant wants to know what size hat do you wear?
The same hat he wears.
Hey, Daniel, if you want to say what size hat you wear, I'll say my size hat and we'll compare.
If I'm being honest, I don't know. I have a hat over there. And I should go get it to see, but I honestly don't know.
Is it like a snapback type hat?
Is it more of a snapback guy, or
like we got to count the number?
I don't wear no snapback.
Do we got to count the number of I don't know what you call it,
dots.
like thread dots that you're going past?
It go to like the 3. It go to like the 3rd one, bro. The 3rd or 4th one.
You got to take it back.
I'm right there with you, brother. I'm right there with you, man.
See, if y'all like me, I'm like moving in. I'm like moving in on one of the snaps. My head's so small. I gotta move in.
With a hat that fits all. One size fits all. Yeah,
he said one size don't fit all.
You see Pooper being funny down there, huh?
He acted a fool.
Next question.
He said one size don't fit all.
Cody says, tell me Jay, when I get my episode. Cody, you never know. I might be hitting you up soon. I might be hitting you up soon.
Friends Friday featuring.
I'm excited.
Cody.
Yeah, Reagan's done with school now, so I'm excited. We're going to be getting some things rolling. I am really excited about when we get closer to the fall. We're going to be bringing in a lot of guests to talk football and just preview the season. Give their predictions. We're of course going to bring on Blake and the Geauxlden Boot Pod and some others that we've got in mind. So you never know, Cody. I'm also very excited. We have Chris Demouy coming on before we start SEC baseball postseason. Former LSU pitcher in the 96 and 97 championship seasons. He's going to be coming on, joining us. He is a part of the 60-foot, 6-inch LSU baseball podcast. So if y'all have not followed him on Twitter or listened to any of his stuff, he does a fantastic job with stats and everything. He does a really good job of all that stuff. So, Cody, you never know. I might be hitting you up soon. Ask Daniel. Sources say that you have modeled the Geauxlden Boot Pod merch bikini. Will you model it for everyone?
Only for my wife. Okay.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Stays in the room. Okay.
There you go.
Dylan Smith says, "Ask Daniel what makes you so intelligent, man."
My mom makes me very intelligent.
Hey, hashtag Mother's Day. Hashtag Mother's Day.
Right.
It's coming up.
I don't know if that's sarcastic or not, but my mom would always tell me and my brother, she's not raising no dumb football players. So, she made sure that we got our books and, we graduated high school and graduated college. So kudos to my mom. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Because I guess we won't say that before. Yeah, we won't have another show.
We won't have another show.
Happy Mother's Day to all you
we
mothers.
Love you, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day,
Mom.
ladies.
And happy Mother's Day to my wife specifically. You are an incredible wife and an incredible mother. And I love you.
So I've got a funny story with my mom. So I got my first tattoo the other day on Wednesday. And so I came to church like right after I got it. And I had like these little holes in my jeans. And she was like, I'm going to give you another tattoo. So she wrote I heart mom like on my leg where the holes were. And I was like, Mom, this sounds really morbid, but like if you for some reason die in a tragic accident tomorrow, I'm going and getting this tatted.
Why not?
Like, well, thanks
Why
for
not?
that. She's like, I don't really know what to say to that.
Right.
Anyways, Cody says, ask Daniel, do you see Jackson State easing through the SWAC, or does Southern or someone give them some competition?
Does Deion Sanders stop coaching at Jackson State?
Yeah,
Because if he doesn't, I don't.
Not a question.
The talent.
I mean, dude, you ain't got the best recruit in the country.
Yeah. The talent he's bringing in is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Daniel, I will ask a question. Like, I know y'all cover the HBCU. So, like, do you think how much longer do you think Deion is going to be there?
Man, honestly, I don't know, but I think the SWAC or Jackson State has Deion for possibly maybe 3 to 4 more years. I think Deion is very genuine about making sure that he leaves it better than he found it. Find it. It's not just Jackson State, but the entire HBCU conference, the SWAC conference. So I think he really wants it to do well. And right now, man, they have so much to sell. The SWAC has so much to offer, right? Mm-hmm. Just from the personality types, from the different coaches, and they have a lot of great players, that go unnoticed. So the fact that you have prime time, one of the best coaches there, not only that, the dude is completely entertaining, right? And not only is he entertaining, but he can coach. And we found that out, and he can get those players. I mean, guys, he got the number 1 athlete in the country to come to Jackson State.
Yep.
And the kid can ball. He was playing offense and defense, catching interceptions on the next drive, catching touchdowns. I mean, come on.
Like, best player on the field. Best player on the field.
By far.
Exactly. You're the number
best
1
player
athlete.
in the SWAC.
Yeah. Number 1 athlete. And he just got out of high school. He was in high school 2 months ago. You know what I'm saying? But you get Deion Sanders to coach you. It's awesome. And not only that, a lot of people are saying, well, he's going to do this. Well, Deion also has other 5 stars and 4 stars on that team as well. So, you know, it's impressive, man. I would say I would probably say 2 to 3 more years he'll be there.
I mean, and that would be, I think, a fantastic job by Jackson State in order to keep him that long. So we'll see. Tell me, TA, I think this is like 5 questions for Reagan. Danny Girl said, I'm just curious, don't have to answer, but Reagan, are you in seminary or regular college? What degree are you seeking? Do you use sports analogies in your papers? And what's the Hebrew word for football?
I am in regular college, I guess you would say. I attend Williams Baptist University in Walnut Ridge, Arkansas.
Hashtag NII.
Wings up, go Eagles. Wings up, baby.
Go LC.
I am trying to achieve a bachelor's degree in Christian ministries with an emphasis on theological studies. I don't know much Hebrew because I have not taken any Hebrew. But Danny, I highly doubt there is a Hebrew word for football, as it probably did not exist in biblical Hebrew times.
Just get the Hebrew word for foot, the Hebrew word for ball, and then just
kind of stick it together. So I don't. But do I use sports analogies in my papers? I will have you know, or I mean, you said papers, but my sermons, yes, I do use football analogies. In fact, I use football analogies a lot, and everybody at my church knows that I'm an LSU fan, and most of them are Arkansas fans because it's in Jonesboro, Arkansas. A lot of them are Arkansas State fans, A-State fans, because we're a stone's throw from Arkansas State Stadium, where my church is at. It's actually called Valley View Baptist Church. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Will I go to seminary? Potentially. I don't know yet, but for right now, I'm working on my bachelor's for theological studies. So if it sounds smart, if I'm doing it, you can do it. So
well, the other half of the LSU Cougar podcast just came in, Nurse.
Oh, Nurse is in here. Well, hey, Danny does have a question for you, Daniel. This is actually a good question.
Okay.
Ask Daniel, what is the hardest part of doing a podcast with 2 to 3 other people? I do find it impressive that y'all do y'all's podcast with that many guys. I mean, as Reagan has said before, I think it's an awesome blend of guys. I love tuning into y'all's stuff. So I mean, what makes that hard for y'all? Pause. When you have 2 to 3 guys that are on the podcast with you.
Honestly, the good thing is Pooh Bear, of course, he's the host. He kind of keeps everything in line, right? So, he has, he kind of has his schedule and of what he wants to talk about. And we kind of all brainstorm and put our ideas together. So we kind of have it, like that. But for the most part, man, we kind of feed off each other, and dude, you guys had Ant on. I mean, that dude could probably talk about tennis, right? I mean, he could talk about badminton. He could talk about any sport. Dude is awesome. But he's very smart, of course, and Pooh's, super funny, and he has a story about everything. So, we have a pretty good chemistry. And the funny thing is, guys, kind of like how we met. We all met in Spaces.
Yeah.
On Twitter. No so, and we just pretty much clicked, from there. So it's pretty easy. It's not much ego, which, of course, whenever you're trying to do anything with anyone, if you have too much ego, it ain't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for the most part, I think what makes it a lot easier too is we all kind of have that same goal in mind, and we want the show to be excellent, and we just want to be on the sideline of LSU football games. So yeah.
There you
go. Same here, bro.
Hey, bro. I want that sideline passing me up.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We're gonna all have to get to that point where we're no longer fanboys, where we're just sitting there and Tyler Matthew walks by, we're just like, hey, what's up, man? Right. We're just like,
oh my god, it's Tyler Matthew.
Hey, the next T-Bob, the next Matt Moscona, who's that? Who's those guys?
There you go. All right. Now Landry said, ask Daniel, we made you put some powder on that forehead.
God.
That shine is
this a regular? Is this like a regular thing? Is this like a regular thing?
All day.
God. I'm be real with you guys. I didn't know I had a big forehead until I came to Twitter Spaces and got on the podcast. I thought my hair was normal. Like I knew, what I'm saying, I'm getting old. You know what I'm saying? I got little widows peeking on my hairline. Used to be right here. Now it came on. It ain't my fault. You know what I'm saying? But thank you guys. I really appreciate y'all for letting me know that.
You should just throw some fire back and be like, look, God made me this way. You making fun of God's creation?
Like, yeah, right.
Come on, man.
Right? Yeah. He looks like Zac Efron.
I know, right?
Daniel, I mean, I'm not far from it. Look.
Hey, look,
I may not be far from it either. I mean, shoot.
I mean, come on, guys.
Tell me, TA, will y'all be the first podcast to host the Cajun Cougars Talking Tigers? Not gonna lie, I've thought about potentially maybe getting Nurse Court and Danny Girl together, maybe throwing together a women's sports podcast and helping y'all out do that. So
there you go. Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Just a little
wouldn't be a bad idea.
Infomercial there. Ask Daniel, what is your prediction for Hugh Jackson's first season? We'll address that one and then we'll end there, guys.
Well, I would say from hearing from, how the spring game went, because I didn't get a chance to watch it because I had a lot of things to do that day. But the offense, for the most part, didn't look too good. And of course, we know that he does have an offensive coordinator, but Hugh Jackson's going to be running that offense, right? But you just lost your quarterback, to the transfer portal. So I don't know, 6-6. First year, he is Hugh Jackson. The man can flat out coach and run a pretty good offense, but I think it's going to take some time, But we'll see.
Maybe that's something y'all can talk about on the next Geauxlden Boot Pod.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, guys. We appreciate all y'all interacting and joining in. We're going to hit a quick break, and then we'll come back with Daniel, and we'll wrap the show up. Make sure you go follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, all at Tigers Avenue, for daily updates on the show and all things LSU sports. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to click off and hit that subscribe button at Tigers Avenue. We broadcast all of our shows live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. All right, Daniel, we appreciate you joining in, man. I hope you had fun. Hope you had a blast coming in. We appreciate you coming in. Throw out your personal Twitter in there. Throw out all the Geauxlden Boot Pod stuff. Go ahead and have your moment of a plug right now. Go ahead, man.
So definitely, man. Thank you guys for having me. It was really fun. Thank you so much. But you guys can follow me on Twitter at dwilliams97. Let me make sure that's my correct, because I have never did a promo for myself. But anyway, definitely follow the Geauxlden Boot. We do have merch. We also, if you want to donate to help the cause, you know what I'm saying? None of us are rich yet. But but yeah, we go live every Sunday between 7 and 8, and also we do HBCU once every other week on Thursdays or Wednesdays. So please go follow us, and not only that, man, show Tigers Avenue some love, and man, I look to have you guys on the show also. And awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me. It was a
pleasure. Absolutely. If we ever get the chance to, we would love to come on, man.
Yeah.
You were a fantastic guest. Gave some great insight into the baseball team tonight. I mean, just really detailed information. Go Tigers. But it was a blast, man. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate all y'all for coming on, hopping on, doing the Tell Me TA, interacting. We love to interact with y'all and hit all y'all's comments. Y'all know that. Follow our personal accounts down here, Zach D. Lee _ Reagan Lee _18. And for anybody who wasn't able to watch the whole show, if you're just now joining in, if you're not able to watch it, go watch on one of your preferred podcasts down here. The recording will be posted to all of those podcasts. But if you want to watch the actual video and rewatch the show, it'll be on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter as well. Appreciate you joining in. It's been a fantastic show on Friends Friday here in the Tigers Avenue. We'll catch you next time here in the Tigers Avenue. 5-star Hero, take us out. Peace.
Who that 5-star? Who that 5-star? And the LSU Tigers, LSU Tigers.